Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Community. This is a place where all people are welcome and where differences are celebrated as the splendor of God's creative expression. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. And we open our service today by sharing the daily word. This is Sunday, November the 8th, 2020, and the word for today is healing. I embrace the healing flow of life. I embrace the healing flow of life. If my body experiences any kind of health challenge, I turn within to release all fear and all concern as I affirm that illness is not part of my true identity. I remember that wholeness is my birthright as a spiritual being. I surrender any anxiety as I fill my consciousness with healing thoughts. My mind's eye sees each cell of my body aglow with the energy of divine life. In prayer, I express appreciation for all of my body's marvelous functions. I commit to taking time to bless my body with rest, exercise, and good nutrition. I speak affirming words of truth to encourage my body's healing response. I give thanks for the healing that I know is already on its way to me. I am grateful to receive healing and to know wholeness. The scripture today is from John 10:10. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. And the word for today is healing. I am the Reverend Carla Comiter, and with me today is our Minister of Music, Lisa Lawson. And indeed, we are blessed. We're blessed by our wonderful musician, our wonderful congregants, those who join us on Zoom, those who view on Facebook Live, and those who watch the recordings later. They are all part of this family of love. So, we have a Sunday featurette. And it is called Election Equanimity. And I want you to know that that word equanimity gave me a really hard time. I have been curious about it for a long time and wondering if it meant what I thought it meant. Well, I should have gone further and wondered if it was pronounced the way I thought it was pronounced and spelled the way I thought it was spelled, because these things I stumbled over greatly in preparing this featurette. But I did finally look up equanimity, and it means mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially in a difficult situation. And then they used it in a sentence. She accepted both the good and the bad with equanimity. So it would seem that we've elected a new president. Whether you voted for him or against him, it is important to process this change with equanimity. And to that end, I wanted to share with you the tale of the Chinese farmer. A farmer and his son had a beloved horse who helped the family earn a living. One day the horse ran away, and their neighbors exclaimed, "Your horse ran away. What terrible luck." And the farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." A few days later, the horse returned home, leading a few wild horses as well. And the neighbors shouted, I worry about these neighbors. I don't think they had anything to do but watch what was going on at the farmer's house. And, as neighbors are wont to do. All right, back to the story. The neighbors shouted out, "Your horse has returned and brought several horses home with him. What great luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." Later that week, the farmer's son was trying to tame one of the horses, and she threw him on the ground, breaking his leg. The neighbors cried, "Your son broke his leg. What terrible luck." And the farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." A few weeks later, soldiers from the National Army marched through town, conscripting all the boys for the army. And they did not take the farmer's son because he had a broken leg. And the neighbors shouted, "Your boy is spared. What tremendous luck." To which the farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see." It is really impossible to tell whether anything that happens is good or bad. You never know what the consequences of misfortune or good fortune will be, as only time will tell the whole story. Things may look great at the start, but over time it may not become what you had imagined it to be. Similarly, you feel bad about something, but someday it could be one of the best things that happened to you. Everything changes. The universe is ever changing. There is no room for judgment, for nothing is truly black and white. As we proceed into the next year, our mission is to keep our eye on the prize. And that prize is part of the big picture, part of the ginormous picture. However you voted this year, a couple of things were revealed. We are a nation almost evenly divided in our beliefs, and we cannot seem to disagree without making the other side into enemies. Finding another way to get along may be our most important task. One of my favorite TV shows is The West Wing. And one of my favorite episodes of The West Wing is called The Supremes. This was season 5, episode 17, and I put that information in chat today, so you can reference it if you would like to watch this episode. The idealized and fictitious president and staff of the West Wing have the opportunity to nominate 2 justices to the Supreme Court. And they are gobsmacked. I looked that word up. It means what we think it means. They are gobsmacked by the brilliance and integrity of a very liberal judge played by Glenn Close. Glenn Close is one of my favorite actresses. She was born on my birthday. Well, in order to convince the conservative leaders to accept her as a nominee, they agree also to nominate an equally brilliant and ethical conservative judge, played by William Fichtner. When they see these 2 interact, they realize they are seeing democracy work at its finest. Both of the judges base their opinions on judicial precedents, on the Constitution and the law. And furthermore, they have the utmost respect and admiration for one another. Their discussions are a thing of beauty and order to behold. They are two sides of the same coin. And the retiring Chief Justice reminds us that America is at its best when there are brilliant, high minded scholars arguing for each side in a decision. And this is part of the big picture for which we strive, not just on the Supreme Court, but in every aspect of our government. To have government officials who understand and respect their opponents' positions. A couple of months ago, one of my friends made a Facebook posting about why she chose the candidate that she favored. She included a clear, concise list of issues. This is important to me. This is important to me. I do not agree with this. I did not agree with a single one of her issues. However, I could then understand her choice. I could see what was important to her and realize why, within that context, she made the decisions that she made. And I entered a comment on Facebook and I thanked her for her posting. It clarified our differences and it left me with a lot of respect and admiration for her. Our mission in the days and weeks ahead is to maintain our equanimity, to be balanced in our responses and respectful to those who differ. We need to listen to each other. We need to strive to understand each other and not let superficial anger or hostility prevent us from having dialogues on the issues that are both dividing and defining our country. God bless America. God bless America in all her freedom and diverse glory. Together, may we find our way to a brighter, more harmonious future. And thus ends today's featurette. God bless you all.
There we go. Thank you, Carla. Life is for living. Whatever you will live for, you will give. Life is for giving. Whatever you will give to life will live. Life is for doing, for living, giving, doing, learning how. Life is for you and life is for me. Life is for living now. Life is for loving. Whatever you will love, enough is yours. Life is for sharing. Whatever you will share with others grows. Life is for being, for loving, sharing, being, learning how. Life is for you and life is for me. Life is for living now. Life is for living now. Gotta love some of those oldie but goodies. Wow, that's one we never want to lose. It's time to bless our prayer requests. So let's gather those requests into our consciousness richness now, and maybe just hold them right there in our hands. Let's breathe into our hearts, embracing all of our concerns for ourselves and for those around us, and for our country and our world today. Feeling the might of the Christ presence that is us, that is within us, and everyone in this world. We see that oneness coming together to join us in understanding, to bless us as we grow together in this world. We see the healing happening in this moment and in this coming year as we release our concerns into the loving care of Christ's Spirit. Amen. If you have a personal prayer request, you may contact us by email at info@unitycitrusheights.org. And we do have our wellness calling. Our chaplains will call you personally once a month. So if you're not on that list, make sure to let us know you'd like to join it. Also, Silent Unity has a full-time prayer service by phone, which is 1-800-NOW-PRAY, or they have an app called You Pray, and you can get that on your phone and send a prayer request anytime. So I encourage you to do that. And now, will you please join me in preparing for a time of meditation? Oh, Spirit, guide me deep inside me. Take me to my heart place, the place of ease and grace. Breathe in this moment, this sacred moment. I am peace. I am renewed.
As we prepare for a time of meditation, let us release any burdens and lay our troubles down. Give them to the Lord. Know that in God you live and move and have your being. You live in a sea of spirit, enlivened, sustained, and comforted by the ever-present love and strength of the Creator. Breathe deeply and sigh out any tension. Allow your mind to settle into a peaceful place, letting all distractions slip away. You are a child of the universe. You are God's child. And whether or not it is obvious to you, your life is unfolding perfectly. You are in this Sunday service by divine appointment, an appointment that your soul made with God. It is right and proper that you took your place in this family of love. We share the word of the Lord as revealed to Jeremiah. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. What was true for Jeremiah is true for each of us. We were known before we were conceived into our earthly form. We were consecrated before we were born. We were each appointed by God to fulfill a unique role in the unfoldment of ever greater good on this planet. Sit for a while and feel that knowing. You were created deliberately by God, the all-powerful, all-loving, eternal, holy presence. Your unique combination of strengths and gifts prepare you perfectly for the mission into which you are being called. You are one among many and one with the one. Breathe into this knowing while we share a time in the silence. Returning your awareness to this moment. Bless this day. Know that it is your consciousness that hallows the manifest realm. It is your standing on it that makes the ground holy. With grace and ease, with peaceful acceptance, know that you are the true reflection of the Almighty, come into life in order to bless the earth, now and forevermore. Amen.
Oh, Spirit, guide me deep inside me. Take me to my heart place, the place of ease and grace. Breathe in this moment, this sacred moment. I am peace. I am renewed. duty completed. Life is a struggle accepted. Life is a tragedy confronted. Life is an adventure, dare it. Life is an opportunity, take it. Life is a game, play it. Life is a promise, fulfill it. Life is sorrow, overcome it. Life is a song, sing it. Satagura Prasad, Satagura Prasad, Lase Konka, Konka, Satagura Prasad, Satagura Prasad. Satagura Prasad, Life is a game, play it. Life is a promise, fulfill it. Life is sorrow, overcome it. Life is a song, sing it. Life is a song, sing it.
Thank you, Lisa. That was extraordinary. Today's lesson is called The Simple Steps to Happiness. What would make you happy? And how did you decide that this is what would make you happy? And what are the real ingredients to a happy life? I propose that there are many areas in our culture where we are unclear about the roots of happiness. The path leading to happiness has sometimes been misrepresented for various purposes, usually having to do with getting us to buy something or to support a particular cause or candidate, or to go along with an accepted system and not make any waves. It can be confusing, and we may not really know what is important and where true happiness lies. One of my favorite movies is called Marvin's Room. It was released in 1996. Meryl Streep and Diane Keaton play adult sisters. Meryl Streep moved away many years before and lost contact with her family, leaving Diane to care for their infirm father and aunt. We see scenes of the home with Diane and the elderly relatives and the sweet domesticity of their daily routine. We see the silly games they play and the inside jokes they have, the way they understand and humor each other's eccentricities and enjoy their favorite meals and TV shows. Well, Diane eventually develops a serious illness and calls Meryl home because she will no longer be able to care for their father and their aunt. As Meryl comes to terms with the changes that need to be made in all of their lives, she faces the guilt that she feels for leaving this burden of care on her sister for all these years. And she apologizes and asks for forgiveness. Her sister explains that she always felt that she had been the lucky one, that the simple joys that she had shared with the father and the aunt in their daily lives, and the love they had shared had blessed her beyond measure. And she had always felt sorry for her sister missing out on all of this. Marvin's Room is a film about love, joy, and the important things in life. It is a film about some of the simple steps to happiness. Now, I am facing a similar situation in my life right now, and some of you also may be experiencing similar situations. My dog Bailey was diagnosed with diabetes this past January, and I figure I have given him over 600 injections of insulin so far this year. And his eyesight is failing. Almost daily, I can see the cloudiness grow in his eyes, and I detect the difficulties he now has in finding his way around. I had had a fantasy about moving to another house, especially one without carpet, because I have dreams of laminate. And a few weeks ago, I realized that Bailey would have a problem learning his way around a new home. And since his diabetes makes him very thirsty, we may as well just stay and let him continue to ruin the carpet that we have. One of the unexpected benefits of being homebound during this pandemic is that I can spend a lot of time with him. His care and well-being have become very important to me. And I know that making this a priority is one of my simple steps to happiness. It's time, as we say in Missouri, to hunker down. It's time to hunker down and enjoy this small bubble of my world, which is small but deep and very sweet. During one of my trips to Unity Village in the 1990s, I heard a speaker share a story that has always stayed with me. It was about a man who was going to be presented an award for his civic service at a fancy banquet. The man was a captain of industry, and his company had funded many charitable causes. He personally had served on the boards of groups that improved the lives of people all over the world, and the banquet was in his honor. He and his wife were all dressed up, and his wife was very proud of him. After they arrived at the banquet, the man received a phone call telling him that his old cat, Boots, had taken a turn for the worse and was probably not going to make it through the night. And though his wife was sorry that the man would not receive his award in person and be able to make his acceptance speech, she understood, and the man went home to be with Boots during his last hours of life. Years later, when the man died, he was approaching St. Peter at the pearly gates. And St. Peter, looking through the scroll of this man's life, asked him why he thought he should get into heaven. And the man told him about all the charities his company had supported and all the boards he had served on and all the awards he had been given. And St. Peter said, well, yes, those were good works, but the one thing that stands out in your scroll of life was one evening years ago when you forewent receiving such an award so that you could comfort your cat, Boots. That alone would be enough to grant you entry into heaven. So now that you know, we're going to unitize this story. In unity, we consider the kingdom of heaven to be a state of consciousness accessible to us here and now. And likewise, we can create a consciousness of hell. So St. Peter and the pearly gates are not literal figures, but rather they symbolize how we get into the consciousness of heaven, how we can be happy. And you notice that these are simple steps. They involve loving ourselves and loving other beings and discerning true priorities in our lives. They don't require any money or that you move and finally have laminate. There are no coincidences. The people, pets, and events in your life have been called into being by the Christ within. They show up to give you the opportunity to give and receive love. Some relationships exist for you to rise above your resentments and learn to walk in the other guy's shoes. And some exist to show you the many faces of love. All of them exist so that you can reveal heaven on earth. It is certainly okay for you to have dreams and plans of what you'd like to accomplish in the future. But happiness and heaven are available here and now. You can experience them on the way to your future. You can experience them every day. And the happier you are, the more you bless the world. Happiness is power. You have the power to change the world. This power that you have is the only true power, and it is the secret to heaven on earth. So choose to apply this power. Choose these simple steps to happiness, and you and those around you will be blessed beyond measure. And thus ends today's lesson. God bless you.
Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what we will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Live in the mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. As we prepare for our love offering, let's just draw our community into thankfulness this morning. So grateful for being able to gather here together in this virtual space where we are all connected. We are connected through the ethers, and we can feel each other's presence if we are just aware of it. Let's go now to our prosperity prayer. With me, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I choose to give, and all that I am open to receive. And we encourage you to go to our website and use the donate button. You can donate online that way. It's really easy. We're about to get Venmo going too, for those of you who may use that. So that's unitycitrusheights.org. And also you may mail a check to us at P.O. Box 2176, Citrus Heights, California 95611. And we are dependent on your offerings to continue to operate as Unity Citrus Heights, meeting online, and sometime we'll be back together in person and plan to continue hybrid services. So we are grateful. Thank you for your continuing support. So now let's take our offerings and bless them together. Together, Unity Spiritual Community is a center of the Christ love, mighty to attract good and to radiate good to others. And so it is. Amen.
All right, we have some really juicy announcements this morning. We had a board meeting this past Friday, and we came up with a really good idea about the coins that we've been collecting. You know, we started collecting these at last Lent, like in March. And since the church has not met in person since then, this project has extended beyond what we intended, which was just until Easter. This combined with wanting to have a Christmas outreach, a spiritual social action outreach for Christmas, all put together, gave us this plan. Step one, all the coins you have collected, convert them into into your bank account, and then donate that money to the church, and we will keep it separate from other money. We already have received one donation this way. You can use machines at your bank and some grocery stores to just feed the coins through and they'll count them. You can do that however is most convenient for you. And we're hoping to have that done by Thanksgiving, because then we are, as a group, going to look at what is being offered by Project Heifer International. Show of hands, how many of you know what Project Heifer is? Okay, I get their catalogs in the mail, and we've been involved with them off and on for many years. It is an international organization that provides livestock to families and people in developing nations. The catalogs are really, really fun to look through, and they've got a website. I put that website in chat. The chat feature today is quite robust. You should open it up. It has our website where you can donate and look at class, where to see class handouts. It's got the information about that episode of West Wings that I talked about earlier, and it's got the website for heifer.org, so that even if you don't get the catalog in the mail, you can go to their website and see the pictures of these animals. One year, our church bought a water buffalo. Can you imagine? And they have gifts of all different amounts of money. You can buy a hive of bees. You can buy a flock of geese. You can buy ducks and cows and chickens. Or you can take your money and apply it to the purchase of a bigger animal if you cannot afford the entire animal. So I want you to think about what it means to a family in a developing nation to receive a flock of geese. The first thing it means is they have eggs. They have eggs they can eat, and they have eggs they can hatch and have more geese. And so that means they also have some meat. It also means that by hatching and having more geese, they can start their cottage industry and sell geese and sell eggs. And then the people in the village who buy the geese can do the same. This can lead to industry throughout an entire village. A gift of a flock of geese is more than just a gift of a flock of geese. It can go on for generations. It can bless many, many people. Think about the world crisis about bees right now, and how we could buy a hive of bees and have it sent to a relevant place. This is just so much fun, and it makes charitable giving seem real, and like you're really involved in these people all over the world. So step one is to convert your coins and send us the money so that we can pool it together. And step two is that we will have time to discuss and for everybody to have a voice in how we want to spend that money so that we can have a Christmas outreach plan and continue to bless the world with what we have to give. So, heifer.org, that's in your chat. We are going to start using the chat for more things than we have in the past. And I was looking at it today. I use a laptop for the service, so I have a little chat icon at the bottom. And I noticed that there were 3 dots, which always means click here if you want to see more information. And I clicked on it, and one of the items in the drop down menu said save chat. So I clicked on it. It says your chat's been saved. You can go look at it in your Finder. Another thing I do when I want to save the information that's in chat, because it's going to go away when you end your Zoom session. All right, unless you've saved it. But when I have chat open, is I'll do a screenshot. And there's various ways that you do this depending on your device. But you can take a picture of your entire screen when the chat is open, and then you would have a record of the information that is in it. So these are ways that we can make our Zoom experience more beneficial for all of us. So that was the plan for our Christmas outreach and the good use we are going to put our coin collection to. And there will be more information as time passes. Another announcement is that we are moving our newsletter back to Fridays. We moved it to Wednesday when we started the Wednesday night class because we wanted to give you links for the class handouts and the Zoom session for the Wednesday night class. Well, a couple of things have become simpler and easier for us. The first is that we now only have one Zoom ID where we're using separate ones for those events. And we've combined them so we don't have to keep on saying today use this one and on Sunday you use this one. The other thing is we've realized that it's very easy for us to put these handouts on our website under classes and events. It's the same place that the link used to take you. You can just go to the website and download the class handouts. So I'll have them there for you on Wednesdays. And all the old ones are there also in case you missed any. So the next newsletter will be this coming Friday instead of Wednesday. I also wanted to talk a little bit about our upcoming holiday season. We're going to be making some adaptations as can be expected in order to have our special holiday services on Zoom. And we'll keep you posted about the special services and any extras that we are doing. And those begin this month. We've mentioned to you that on November the 25th, which is a Wednesday, Lisa and I are putting on a special service of music and meditation. This is the day before Thanksgiving. So it is a special service of Thanksgiving and gratitude, as well as the final Wednesday for our hero's journey, which we are considering our hero's homecoming. Having successfully crossed the wilderness, the hero is going to come home. So that is basically the first of our holiday season special services. The second one is November the 29th. And Lisa will be our speaker that day. And those of you who are new to our church may not remember, how could you, that one of the first services we do every holiday season is a service of remembrance. And the idea behind this is that when people have grief about Christmas past, about people who are missing to them this year, whether these people have made their transitions or lived too far away to be present, or due to pandemic travel restrictions you cannot be with them, we have a service of remembrance to acknowledge that grief, to honor it, to honor the people, places, and things that are missing to us this year. And that way, we can be clean instead of having this silent pain. We can move into this holiday season to be fully present in the present. The service of remembrance is a beautiful service, and it will be on November the 29th. So we've got the holiday season off and going now, and we'll keep you posted as we move through December. Remember that Advent begins on the 29th. We gave you information about ordering the Advent booklet from Unity so that you have your daily Advent readings. Go to unity.org publications to get that. It's free. And then you'll have some special joy during the Christmas season this year. All right, as always, after we end the service, sing the peace song, we'll be staying and chatting. So we do invite everybody who's with us on Zoom to continue being signed on, and we can have a check-in and see how your week has gone. God bless you all. We're glad that you're here.
Weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together. Weave us together, and let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
This is how you hold hands on Zoom. You hold your hands up and make them touch the outside of your frame. And if everybody does that, when we're all together in the gallery view, it looks like we're holding hands. So now, for our prayer of protection, we know that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well.
We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. You can see it on each and every face. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on around here.